You're back at the CCI. In spite of the fact that CCI doesn't get a lot of international cricket, you always get good tracks, right? The Brabourne always gives you a good track. You've got happy memories of playing there.
Oh, great memories.
Man of the match, 95?
Childhood. Oh, yes, of course, at the international level. But I think this is the home of Indian cricket. And this wicket is the most sporting wicket that you'll find. It has enough bounce. When they leave a little grass, it could seem, then it turns. And going back to the memories, yes, I mean, those were good days. When
I need to make a small correction. You weren't man of the match. You hit the winning runs
Did I?
in
Oh,
that game.
God,
But the problem is man of the match was Srinath. Man of the match was Srinath.
Was it? Srinathji.
Srinathji.
Srinathji was one of the
2 for
finest.
22.
I mean, Zach's sitting next to me, but I can tell you, nobody bowled faster than that man in Indian cricket that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So he and an outstanding person. And a great guy.
3 for 17 from 8 overs. Ashish Kapoor was playing there as well. You got a fifer at the Brabourne. They had a test match in 2009.
Yeah,
didn't
we actually became number 1 after that test match, and there's an interesting story actually leading up to that match, because I was coming off from shoulder injury, the surgery, in fact, which was about 3-4 months prior to that series. It was my comeback series of sorts, and the first match was in Kanpur. And Kanpur was, as you know how much help is there in the wicket for the fast bowlers.
so
the ball was dying down to the keeper.
if you could have got a close up on Zach's face, you could have put a caption saying pain.
Yeah, so Kanpur wicket was like that, and not easy to make a comeback on those sorts of wickets. So that was a tough game for me, and next game was at
Brabourne.
CCI. In between, there were about 2-3 days, and the team was resting. So there was optional practice. No one decided to go to the ground, but I was very keen, and I went to the ground with Gary, and we had just like about 45-50 minute bowling session. No one around at the ground. Both the teams were resting, and Gary's son also was there. Joshua was also there. So it was only me, Gary, and him. And Gary was mitting to me, and I wanted to see the carry, because Kanpur was not offering that, and there we did that session where I just told Gary that I want to see the ball flying to the keeper, and with the kind of impact usually it does to the glove was a great indication for me that what kind of rhythm I'm in. And I kept asking Gaza about that how's it hitting?
Is it hurting?
Hitting hard? Yeah. And so that session I remember more than the performance which followed. So I think the lead up of that was something which is very memorable for me, and me and Gary always talk about that, because it was something which we did outside of our comfort zones. It was a long tiring day. We still went to the ground, made that effort. He kept the mitts and the balls and everything aside from the team bus and the team kit which goes. So these special efforts give you special reward, and that fifer, that's why it was very special for me.
Interesting. He talked about us where the gloves were hurting. Kiran More told me once, he said one of the most beautiful feelings for him when Javagal Srinath came, he said, first time my fingers were hurting because the ball was hitting. Right. Ajay, talk us through these pictures. What change do you see between these and the man sitting next to you?
Oh, just the same. The spirit is the same. The approach and the preparation is the same. Maybe a little bit in age and a little bit in weight. And that has to do with what happened after that practice. Because one of the nicest things about CCI is growing up, childhood, we had the opportunity to go there, were the sandwiches. Did you have one at the end of that practice session?
Oh, yeah.
The mayonnaise and chicken sandwich there.
With the cane chairs outside.
This is what happens then.
On the cane chairs outside with minty.
And the memories of CCI or growing up is you'd see Raj Singh ji, Hanuman Singh ji, and all the senior players would be around. Vasu Paranjpe would certainly be there, and the cricketing brain that was around in that period, Dilip Sardesai ji, and they would all be there, and they would always be there to help you or guide you and tell you about cricket. So for me, that is the mecca of Indian cricket. It may not be part of this new BCCI that you were referring to, why it's changed, but cricket, that's the mecca. That's our lords, Indian cricket lords, and things that they've done. They've broken laws. They brought in, what did they do? They changed the law for Sachin Tendulkar. To find a genius, you have to go outside the box.